Hi, quick overview of Google Drive. Drive is your place for uploading and storing files or folders, and it's a way that you can access your important documents anytime, anywhere that you have an internet connection. So you would click on Drive up across this top menu bar, and that will open your storage space. Every file that you convert to a Google Doc does not count against the amount of storage space you get. So you would want to make sure that you configure your upload settings before you upload and store anything to convert your uploaded files to Google Doc format. I generally don't check mark the second one, convert text from PDF and image files. I leave those alone. And you can check or uncheck this confirmation thing before each upload. That's just a personal thing, but definitely do the first checkbox on upload settings right here. Okay, once you're in, you're going to work with this create button a lot. Under the create button, you can make a new folder for your drive that you might need to organize if you have lots and lots of things you're storing. This is where you create a new doc. Presentation is like Google's answer to Microsoft PowerPoint. It is not the equivalent as Microsoft Word, not the equivalent as PowerPoint, as Excel, but they are very similar interface where it's very user friendly. There's less distractions for students. They are easily shared and commented on and used by both students and teachers. So there are some definite advantages to this. If you want to make a quiz, an online quiz or form or survey, something like that, that's what forms are for. Drawing is like Paint would be on a Windows machine. That's the equivalent there. So that's all under the create button. If you create a new folder, you'd have to give it a name, and then it'll appear in your drive. Where would it appear in my drive? Right here, my test folder. This drop down arrow to the right of it will allow you to change the color of your folder, will allow you to share the folder. Maybe you make a departmental thing with a bunch of docs inside and you share it among a bunch of people. You can star it, add details, you can move it somewhere, you can rename it later. Lots of options here just under that little drop down menu, and all of the folders, if you kind of scan along the right hand side of your list, have that little drop down. If your folder looks like this with this kind of arrow, that means there's stuff embedded under it, that there's other folders of stuff under the larger umbrella folder. So you might have to expand any folders to see what might be contained underneath. So that's just a little bit about the hierarchy. Okay, if someone shares something with you, it might not appear right away in your drive. You might have to go to shared with me and find a doc that somebody else shared with you. You can also go to recent. I use that one a lot. If you can't find something but you were looking at it recently, under recent will list your most recently accessed docs. Under the more button, I have even found things occasionally in the trash that I inadvertently got there, so don't be afraid to check the trash if you suddenly can't find a document, until you get used to dealing with everything. So back to my drive. If you have a bunch of folders created, let's open those up, and you're working with some files, it is a simple click and drag to organize when you want to go and put things in a certain spot. You can also check mark various things and then just click and drag one of them, and it will bring all three that you check marked. You can check mark right here to undo or select all, so that might be an option. You can also create a new folder here as well as create the new folder here. If you select something in your drive, you'll get more options appearing across the top. Like, do you want to share that thing you checkmarked? Do you want to move it somewhere to some folder? Do you want to trash it? Do you want to preview it and see what that image is? Do you want to open it with a different program? Star it? You know, you have options up here. So don't be afraid to click those around. If you are going to share something with someone, quick thing about sharing, let's get a document. Documents are blue. You can click into it and find a share button, or you don't have to. And look how I'm navigating back to my drive. I'm not going to a back button up here. I'm going right by the title of the document to get back to my drive. You don't have to open a document to share it. You can simply check mark next to it to select it, or right click on it and get a share setting that way too. If you don't need to open it, and you would just go share, share, and then your share settings would come up. Anybody you add down here is going to be able to share the document. Just share it with myself. And anything that you don't want edited, you would want to be viewed only, so it doesn't get messed up or edited. So make sure you change that. And certainly anything you share with students, make it view only and save, and then they can view it. You could also copy paste this link to whoever you're sharing with, but if you notice that it says edit, you would want to change these 4 letters right here, so it says view right there, so it's view only. So just make sure you do that. Then when the student gets the document, all they have to do, if it's view only, is go file, make a copy of it, and as soon as they make a copy, then they can do whatever they want to the document without messing up yours, and it becomes theirs in their drive. They can also download the document as a Microsoft Word doc if they needed to do that, or as a PDF, something like that. They can embed it somewhere on a website. They can share it to your teacher Dropbox and copy paste that link to turn something into you. Also, again, navigate right here back to your drive. Okay, more about the general settings for your drive. There's not too much to worry about. Under the general is just what you see here, and then under editing is just a couple things to make note of there, and that's it. So the settings are pretty basic. All right, that's the quick over. Oh, I almost forgot. I was going to shut you off and I almost forgot. This is where you would upload files from your machine to store your stuff, or upload a whole folder at a time. You would have to know where to look. If you select files, you have to know where your files are. Like go into your documents and find your files, okay? Or your pictures or whatever. If you don't have anything to upload, this computer doesn't have anything to share with you. Let me see if I have any pictures. If you have some images you want to upload, you just select what you want to upload, and it's going to say, yep, start uploading, and they would start coming in over here. Okay, and then they would appear in your drive. So that is where you would go and attach your folders or files that you wanted to bring in and save. If you have any questions about Google Drive, let me know, and that's about it. Just another view for you, or like this. Okay, thank you.